Good morning, everybody. It's Norm, and it is December 19th, and it's about 5 a.m. in the morning on a very cold, brisk Friday morning. We got a couple inches of snow last night and a good windstorm, so it added some more snow to the totals. I think we got maybe close to 5 inches now. It's not a big deal for Minnesota, but this is Peggy's idea for a window for this 2025 Christmas season. And she's got these deer that she's been collecting over the years. She's even got a couple matching sleighs. It's kind of colorful. This backdrop I used a year ago, and it's nice and Christmassy. And I'm going to go get a little closer in here. It's about 2 degrees outside, so it's kind of cold, very cold. And there's no breeze, thank heaven. But let's move in a little closer, and I want to point out, look at the frost on the window. Usually when I do these windows, I don't get frost on them, even in the wintertime, but it's been really, really cold. And so that's attributing to the frost, which is different than normal. These deer she's been collecting over the years are pretty elaborate. A lot of them have nice bows on them. A lot of color and painting on the bodies too. Little holly, I think, is what some of that stuff is, especially this guy back in the corner here. He's got, well, he's a little more sideways than I wanted. These are hobbyist pieces, obviously, and Peggy's been picking them up over the past couple of years. This guy is oblivious to the cold. He thinks it's just perfect outside here. I tend to disagree with him, but at least there's no wind, as I mentioned before. This back piece is a shower curtain. We've used shower curtains before on these windows. Well, they work out pretty good. They're so big that it covers up the whole thing. And I put some fabric on the side panels to get rid of the white walls. And I had some garland here. Excuse the crunching. There's about 2-3 inches of snow on the sidewalk here. So that's why my feet are crunching. And I got the holly going around the edges to kind of clean up the seams. And I didn't put anything else on the side panels, but I usually try to put something on. But I didn't get to it this year. This guy over here, he's busy looking and seeing what Santa's working on. I don't know, I'd rather have toys in there if I was a kid, not berries and greenery. I'm not going to take too long doing this. It's cold out. No breeze, just plain cold. My fingers holding my camera are starting to cold already. I don't have gloves on, so I'm going to call it a morning. Usually I do this at night, but Peggy's under the gun to get some videos out for the holiday season here. So, right now everybody's snug as a bug in a rug. Got one guy driving by here. He's on his way to work, poor soul. That's too bad. I don't do that anymore. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for supporting Peg's channel. She really appreciates it, and so do I.
Hi again, friends. Welcome back. I've got a second tour for you now. It's just gonna be our upstairs and downstairs, but I hope you enjoyed first seeing Norm's window. I don't know if he said it or not, but he said to me that he'd really like to do another window display with his toys in it. Yeah, he has fun this time of year, and of course loves looking at the Christmas vintage things that he's collected, the things that he likes. So I hope he can get that done. I just hope it'll warm up a little bit so he can stand working out there. So I tried to change things up this year. That shelf up there does tend to have little angels on it. My little ceramic ones. It fits the best. But I did change up this bookcase this year, so I hope you're gonna enjoy seeing the difference. So let's go upstairs. We hope you're having fun this December. I am going to try to show this without my camera light on. It gets pretty bright, and as I've said before, we have very bright lights, 2 of them upstairs here. I mostly end up with my little ceramic angels. I've thrifted all of these. There's some carolers too, though, on the top row, and choir children in this row, along with Santa, a birthday girl, and a beautiful dressed up gal with a purse and a muff. All of these things have been thrifted. I was so shocked to find them. So I will go up closer so we can enjoy the detail. Yep, this Santa I pulled out of a bin a couple years ago. The lady was just putting things out on the shelf, and she said, "No, I don't mind. You can take out whatever you can get at," while she was working at the Family Pathways in North Branch. And there was another piece too that I pulled out of that bin. And I really don't remember if it was this December girl. I don't think so. I think she's a fairly new thrift. Pretty lucky to find her. So I've put 2 of my thrifted votives on each shelf. I am always thrilled when I find one. I think they're just adorable. You know how much I love them, and it's wonderful to me to find duplicates. But yet, it's very exciting when you find something new, too, that you didn't have. So I love the odd ones, too. Now, this little gal is so cute. I might have found her last year. Just this morning, I painted her wings gold because I do think that I like that better. These very fancy porcelain pieces. They're Napco or Lefton. Some of these, I won't lift them all up to check it out, but you're probably familiar with a lot of them. And a lot of them are, of course, your home coast sets. The 2 boys, there could have been another one, but I found just these 2 boys at the thrift store, and she's just adorable with them. So yes, I did the wings on her, and I worked on the skirt on this gorgeous one. I think maybe one of my newest finds. Pretty amazing to find that her finger is still there, huh? Yeah, and those candles. Boy, that was surprising. And this morning I worked on her coat. You know, that cold paint red that's on all of these things. That's typically, well, possibly the reason that a lot of these things end up in the thrift stores is because they've had paint loss so bad and people just don't want to deal with trying to fix them up. I painted her wings gold and hers last year. I did some of this, but this morning I did all 3 of these. Now they are also Homeco. They were very, very pale, having white wings too. Maybe you like that better, but I just want the glitz, I think. And that's just me. So I did her wings and I did hers. Possibly last year for the little girl with the boot, but this morning or yesterday morning, I probably did her. These I've had for a couple years now. It was very fun to find such a little set. They're typically Japan, I think, more like a chalkware. These are very fun votives. I've found maybe 3 of these now. I didn't count them, but they're up here. In this little set I have shared a couple years at least now. They're Homeco. And these I also have shared for several years, ever since, to tell you the truth, ever since we've been making videos, so that'd be 5 years. I found them many years ago. They are really nicely made. They've never had paint loss, and they have a fuzzy hair. I have seen them in other people's videos. It's funny when you look at other people's Christmas decor and you see a lot of these same figurines. So I do have so many of these dove ones now that I've got extras. Yep, and we've had that wreath for a very long time. I am way down below, so I'm having to look and reach way up there. But it's one of my favorite because it is such a nice size and yet does not take up a lot of room in bin. Now, I wanted to use these 2 big mice, of course, somewhere. The bookends are just adorable. I looked at them before I took them away from the bookcase out in the front entrance, bookshelf, where I was going to put all the little tin houses. And I thought, well, I've got a lot of mice figurines. They are growing in numbers. So I thought, I wonder if I'd have enough to put together a theme up here with all the little mice I've found over the years. And I just acquired the 3 on the top shelf there that are dressed like Santa. Over to the right, I just found those yesterday at the Goodwill. Really surprised. Didn't expect to be finding much of anything. So the big mice ended up in the bottom here with some nice red books. And I have 2 skaters that are brown mice, very cute. I don't know how close I should get to some of these. I suppose I could zoom in a little bit here. You have seen them in my videos, maybe for the past couple years. And I'm sure I did see one just this week that was on his back with his feet up in the air. So I know there's a 3rd one, but I just didn't really care about purchasing that. I don't really need it. I knew that I had these 2 over here, and they're probably also a part of a set of 3. One has a wreath and one has a candy cane, but there may be another one. I haven't run across it anywhere. Maybe I'll pick it up if it's a good thrifting price. So there's some more of my votives. I just realized that the 2 votives in back didn't have a tea light in them, so I just went downstairs and grabbed a couple that I knew weren't quite the same tea light. So they are more of a yellow glow. Those are candy canes, absolutely the sweetest votives with big candy canes, and those I just found, I believe, at the Shalom big Christmas sale. I was so thrilled because that's what I went there for, to mainly hoping to find a handful of these. I think they're just wonderful and may be great for resale someday. Now, I've had the Christmas tree on the right. It's glass. I've had it for several years. Those are glass ornaments. There are less ornaments that little tree holds. It has a mirror base on it. And I just found this tree. It's the same idea. It has the gold star on top, and it actually came in a box with all of those ornaments in it, and none of them were broken. It was just the right amount. I think I counted them before I decided to purchase it, but I probably would have bought it anyways because I knew I had the one over here, and I didn't know they were at different heights and designs. I guess I kind of forgot the other one had a mirror bottom, but that's okay. Yeah, so that worked out really well. My cats are here to keep an eye on the mice. I'm sorry, I don't know why, but I should have put my black cat under there. It did look kind of bare, but I didn't want to make my whole video all over again. But I'll let him be there to keep an eye on him too. I have found so many fun things again. Every year Norm and I just really do find wonderful vintage items. They may be 80s, a lot of them 90s, that's okay. They're still very fun. Now, you have seen my crazy fat roly-poly looking tins. Last year, I started finding these 2 Christmases ago, but I may have found a second elf last year, so I was happy to add him. I also have in the living room the reindeer to go with them, and we found some other styles too that are a little taller and skinnier on top, but they're similar the way they're made, quite round. So the 3 little mice in the back I found, I believe, in Lindstrom, Minnesota, at least a year ago. They are another probably little Homeco set. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they're doing. The one that's got his tongue sticking out, he looks like he's got a treat. And the one with the paintbrush, I don't know if he's frosting a little cake or what he's doing. I honestly don't know. I should have looked it up to see if anybody had a description of what was going on there. But, and I hesitated getting them. I think they have a little holly on their heads. But the price was so ridiculous. In Lindstrom, their prices are just wonderful. Lindstrom, Minnesota. Family Pathways. Now, these 2 white Avon bottles I've had in our decor, typically on the mantle in the living room when I'd have milk glass decor for Christmas. So they have been in my collection of mice for many years. They are my oldest, I'd say. Probably what got me hooked on caring about Christmas mice. They're really sweet. I don't know if they still have perfume in them or not. Can't remember. But this little guy is all by his lonesome. Little brown mouse. He's the smallest one I have. I think he's pretty tiny. He's close to those. But I couldn't pass him up. I don't know if there were others that went with him. I should look that up. I had some extra little decorative package stacks in our decorating that was probably used in a sleigh over the years. So I thought, oh, I could just stick those by the mice. It's about the right size for the mice. So I have maybe more than 2 of these holly votives. They're probably fairly common. Pretty sure I probably found them at Shalom again a year ago. So I thought that was a fun look. I was going to light that candle there. The funny mouse, bisque, little sleepy mouse, has a candle that I had burnt in it. It smells so good that when I walk by the bookcase here, I can smell it. It reminds you of the bayberry smell, I think. It just seems to bring back memories of Christmases long ago to me. And I know they used to sell either pine or in green or bayberry in red. It just smells wonderful. I don't know where I found it, but it was separate from that little mouse holder for a candle. Yeah, but I didn't light him. He is just under paper. I decided again, this is the second time I did decide to put this piece up here. Sorry about my light glare. I just use, just roll up a few pieces of regular tape and stick it on there rolled up, and it's enough to hold it in place. That is a teacher's, it's a whole roll that I thrifted. It's for a teacher's whiteboards, somebody told me. It was nice of them to tell me that they recognized that name that was on it in little tiny print. So I was very happy to find those 3 fun little mice, but boy, the backs of them was, a couple of them at least, was really missing red paint. So yesterday or this morning, I was working on them. So they're all spruced up now. The red is just fine. There were no other problems. Nothing is broken. Very happy to have found them, and I have it on film because Norm took me thrifting on Wednesday. Yeah, this is Friday, so it was Wednesday. It was senior discount day, so we went to our 2 in our city, and I found wonderful things at both of them and got not only my senior 25% discount, but I already had $3 in rewards built up. So I got some prices knocked way down. It's always nice. I think their rewards program is really great. I've had these 2 couples for years, and I have shared them with you in the front entrance, probably on the shadow box, and in the living room many years ago on the shadow box. And for some reason, I think they're Napco, but for some reason, they're just not my favorite. I don't know if it's because they're gray mice or what it is. I've kept them. I think I should keep them, hang on to them, but I don't know why. I'm just not as fond of them. Now, there's one adult-looking guy in his night gown. That sounds funny. With the candle there and a funny long striped cap probably hanging down in back that you can't see too well. I found him when I found those 3 up there. They're all bells. Jasco, Jasco, that they're marked inside, and I did share them with you. Oh, was it last year in the front entrance that I had those mice? Yeah, I thought they were so cute. Yep, I found all of them at the same time, and they were so reasonable. I had these also before. The little girl in the middle I just found Oh, could have been in even the summer months. She's got a cute little stocking cap on too. But I thought she went really well with these kids. They do have a cloth stocking cap also, but that was not a set. It's just that she went so well with them. So the girl has a cat, and of course the boy has a dog who's howling at them, singing. Yeah, I really didn't have anywhere to put them. They didn't go downstairs on the buffet because those were all pretty much angels. Yeah, they pretty much all had wings. So I've kept the carolers up here on this bookshelf and to my right. Now, you saw me find this in Ham Lake, Minnesota at the Family Pathways there in one of my earlier thrifting videos. It is so cute. The painting, I just can't get over all that work. And I just love that little big, actually, lantern. I'm pretty sure I thrifted that. It was a lucky find. I am probably zoomed in a little bit. I don't need to be. Let's adjust that. So there's another one of the carolers. Like I said, I probably have 3, an odd number of those. But these are the bells up close. I did, like I say, share them last year, but they're pretty fun. I wish they weren't a flat finish. I do like a little bit of a sheen on things. Easier to clean too. This is a very pretty, very much older votive I've shown for years in our videos. Actually dated 1979. Now these I showed last year, so they were thrifted earlier. They're a little smaller faces than those, and I may have found those in Hutchinson. So they stand separately. So cute. And these are the trees I ended up with. Boy, I love that one. But of course, these are the fanciest. Very sweet, but obviously I can use these in the winter months. Now, up here on these crazy long candle sconces, I did something different because I've always tended to have the glass votives in them so you could see the flower more on the sconces. But for Christmas, I decided green lucite candles would be nice because I realized I had a couple of adorable tiny little porcelain mice huggers. They're Christmas mice. I'll get up close and show them to you. I found them, I think, in Lindstrom, Minnesota at the Family Pathways there. I think that turned out kind of fun. Of course, I was hoping to come across some of my little candle rings, the tiny ones for tapers, and I had these that were glittered. It's the only pair I happen to have that are glittered. Just love those. So that's what that one looks like. Is that a Santa hat? Yep. So that one has a tree, and this one has a wreath. Yeah, they're really tiny and delicate. And she's got a NAPCO label on her bottom. Yeah, I'm very glad that I found those two. They are really sweet and certainly helped with this mice theme out here. I've shared this huge macrame tree with you, and typically I have hung it here because it's so long and skinny, and this is such a narrow little wall here, but I've wanted to put my Christmas brooches on this tree for ever since I found the tree. So this is probably my third year showing this tree, and I just never got around to it. So I would like to put the light back on so you could see how fun some of these are. So I sat down for a while after dinner one night, a couple nights back, and I finally got some of these pins on, and I was very fortunate. Believe it or not, my whole collection, which is not big, just fit. Things just worked out. The one in the middle is a very glittery tree with a plain gold star on it, so of course it's really blending in. But some of these are, what is that? Oh, it starts with an E, and then the word ice. Am I crazy? I did look on the back of some of these pins. They're much more collectible and valuable. I'm not so sure this is working out, having the light on. I want to try it without. Yeah, I just don't know. You're not going to get as much glare, so maybe that is better. They're in good shape. I used to wear a brooch on my coat all the time, but boy, it gets harder and harder to put those little things on through thick coats and sweaters and wreck your blouses, and I just don't do it anymore. I put one little snowman, not this guy. I have a snowman on one of my jackets, and I could see the holes in my ski jacket. He's white and glittery. He's very cute. So he would have stuck out pretty bad on here, and there's actually no room, hardly. So yeah, that's a very nice one. Probably bought it at an antique mall. I splurged. This, I don't know. Could have even been my mom's. Now those two I did invest in. They're newer, but I loved the mod look to them, and I would wear them together on a coat. And this is also a very good one in the middle. Newer snowman, very cute. But the bell is older. That's an older one. She's older, little rhinestones on her eyes and wing. And this one is also a better pin. Very sweet, and a smaller tree than the ones on the bottom. This is not a Christmas pin. It was a gift from my niece and nephew for my birthday, I think, many years ago. It does have little rhinestones in it and a few little tiny colored ones. So I added that. This I've had for a long time. This is definitely a vintage one, a real bell. Yep, real bell. Now this I purchased, I don't know, it could be 4 years ago. Isn't that gorgeous? Unbelievable. I thought, wow, I think that's got to go on the top. That's really pretty. So I hope it is looking good without the light. Here's with the light. I think it darkens things, but oh wow, you do get some sparkle, huh? Wow, that's fun. It's probably hand-painted leaves on there. I hope I'm not taking too long on these. I just want you to be able to enjoy a close-up. So that's how it looks. I think it's cute, not overdone, but I do love those trees that people make with solid pins on them. They're just beautiful. A lot of work, and I really do admire them. So this is my attempt at something similar, but kitschy with the macrame tree. I love the macrame tree. I hope you do too. I have another very large brooch I wanted to show you. I just found it in one of my armoire drawers. I keep them in little plastic bags for jewelry and things. These are very pretty mirrored presents boxes, as you can tell, with rhinestones in between. It must have been a splurge for me. I honestly don't remember, but I did share it in a video maybe a couple years ago. It's really, really a beautiful large brooch. I already shared with you the fun crocheted Santa and this fun sleigh that's got bells all over it. Sorry, I'm not handling my camera real steady. It does have some design painted on the side and a little bit of gold trim all around it that Norm said I should try to make more prominent, but that's pretty putsy work. I had just I had shown you that he had just a turquoisey blue gob of paint for his eyes. I happen to have two little baby blue stick-on gem pieces in my stash of craft supplies. Oh, and the little pink nose too. I don't even know if he had a nose. I can't remember. But I just did that for now. I could put a black dot of paint in the center of his eyes to make it a little more believable, but it's kind of fun having sparkly eyes. So that's a little bit of a change since I showed him to you. He washed up just beautiful. I don't know, he was so cheap, it was crazy. Oh yeah, like he was $5.95, but I got 20% off of him at the Treasure Shed in Hutchinson. They had a sale. 20% off throughout the whole store, and I did share these with you too in my last thrifting video that I also found these at in Hutchinson many years ago. My very first pair of Kimple deer, hobbyist deer, and I did change the bows on them. The bows were fall looking print, and it's obvious they have a little more of a rust antlers, not red. So they were a little odd because that still looks like a holly print. I didn't like the fall looking print, so I found a foil ribbon I had on hand for packages, and it's got wire on the edges, but it was a rusty red, so it went well. I'm happy with them. I could put, you could put a plaid bow on them sometime, but I'm happy with them the way they are. And this is a very fun votive single one. I don't have anything else that matches that. Very fun find. And another tree one. I have found several of those now in back. I hope that's focused. Yep. I love this spiral bottle brush tree. Oh, that is so pretty, and it gets lighter as it gets to the top. And this looks like something Michael's would have had. I didn't get it there though. I probably thrifted that last year. And this one back here is also very sweet. I just love them for January too. And you saw the fun round tablecloth. I'm so happy to have that. I really think that works out great up here. Now this is the glittered ribbon I was telling you about that I cut for every shelf over there at the top of the stairs, and finally finished last night these here so I could get this video done. Just one of those things that slowed me up. Yeah, I'm always either painting or gluing things on something, or working with all this ribbon now, trying to make things look a little more wintry. Isn't this the cutest set? You saw in a recent video, we went down in October to Wells, Minnesota, quite a drive, to Antiques of the Midwest, LLC, a very nice mall that we enjoyed a lot. And I picked out these 3 kids and 3 elves, very funny looking elves with big red noses. So that's where I found the nicest spot for these 3 kids. Too small to be out in the front entrance, and they're carolers again. They're not angels. Same with these up here, these couples. Nice little Christmas tree votive. A lot of people have this set. Yeah, they're very sweet. Could be Japan, do you think? I don't know. I just found these, I think, a year ago in Hutchinson at the Main Street Antique Place. Boy, were they reasonable. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe my eyes. Yeah, I mean, the pair of them was just crazy cheap. And I thought, they're adorable. I don't know. It seems like people maybe just don't like some of these things. Looks like chalkware, doesn't it? Little chip there, but that's okay. I could have touched that up. So I had to cut 2 pieces. Unfortunately, you see my little slit there. It's difficult to keep them together. I should tape them together, huh? Oh, and look at the cute votive. I did show that last year at least. And of course, these are well known and typically musical. Very nice piece. It's nice because they're taller. Works out really great. And these I found last year at the Goodwill, and that's musical too. Oh, I was so happy to find that. I thought, whoa. Sometimes, yes, they're a little pricier. You're getting closer to $10 for some of these bigger pieces, but that's still really inexpensive when they're in beautiful condition like that. So that's what's on that shelf and the little one. And so I have a bell theme on the wall, vintage plaque, plastic. Shared that before many times, and one of my most favorite, along with the wreath next to me over here to the left, I'll show you. Found these 2 pieces a couple years ago. They are beautifully done, and it's so exciting when I run across something like this, I think. Look at this beautiful wreath. I showed it last year and probably the year before, but look at how lacy you can make it look when it's not solid stitching. Isn't that cool? So I got that on the bedroom door. I have a tiny little screw in that door, very tiny, but I love having something on it, especially because I'm doing videos up here. So that's it for up here. leave you with this. I love the painted carolers and lamp. I'm enjoying seeing them a lot at the top of the stairs here. So I wanted to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of you. We are blessed to call you friends. Thank you so much for your year of support. We look forward to entertaining you and hopefully make you smile and laugh in the new year. God bless.